Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got breaking news from the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo 2025. Shocking victory! Hall's golden heptathlon triumph fuels Team USATF at World Athletics Championships Day 8-inch. Tokyo, a 32-year gold drought in the women's heptathlon came to an end Saturday night for Team USATF on the penultimate day of the World Athletics Championships at National Stadium, and the Americans stayed atop the medal table with 12 of them gold. A three-peat was in the cards for two-time defending champion Chase Jackson in the women's shot put, but her final round blast of 20.21/66-3.75 was not quite enough to overtake Jessica Schilder of the Netherlands, and she ended up with silver. Schilder also saved her best for last, rocketing to the top of the podium with a 20.29/66-7 in round 6 to grab gold. New Zealand's Madison Lee West took the lead on her first throw at 20.06/65-9.75, but couldn't improve on that in the next 5 attempts and settled for bronze. Jada Ross placed 8th with a best of 19.01/62-4.5 on her opening attempt. Jessica Ramsey's best of 18.28/59-11.75 in the morning qualifying round left her out of the final in 14th overall, and Maggie Ewan was 26th at 17.31/56-9.5. USATF champion Shelby Houlihan and Josette Andrews went to the lead in the women's 5,000 final, pacing the field through the first kilometer in a shade over 3:17 as the tempo dragged. Those two continued to make the running through 2K in 6:20 and 3K in 9 minutes and 18.66 seconds, but a looming threat in the shape of 10,000 medalist Nadia Batacletti of Italy and Kenya's Agnes Njetic threatened the two Americans. Who was seeking a second straight 1,500/5,000 double. The penultimate circuit was quicker, but the placings didn't change much as Andrews and Houlihan maintained the lead, if just barely. Kipyegon made her move with Batacletti coming to the bell, and the American duo was swallowed up, also passed by world record holder Beatrice Chebet. Chebet outkicked Kipyegon with a 57.6-second final lap to seal a 5,000/10,000 double in 14 minutes and 54.36 seconds, leaving Kipyegon to earn silver in 14 minutes and 55.07 seconds and Batacletti bronze in 14 minutes and 55.42 seconds. Houlihan sprinted past a flagging Gudaft Tsegay of Ethiopia to take 4th in 14 minutes and 57.42 seconds, the best finish ever by an American, while Andrews was 6th in 15 minutes and 0.25 seconds. The previous highest U.S. finish was 6th by Molly Huddle in 2013. Winning the shot put with a huge 17.02/55-10.25, Garland increased his lead, and he then went over 2.11/6-11 in the high jump. Polishing off a good day, Garland clocked 48.73 in the 400 to give him a decent pad of points over his competitors. Heath Baldwin scored 4,310 to sit in 6th, with Harrison Williams 9th at 4,153. Budapest champion Pierce LePage of Canada withdrew after the high jump. Avoiding trouble in the second heat of the women's 4x400, Team USATF won in a world-leading 3 minutes and 22.53 seconds to lock up a spot in the final. Alexis Holmes moved to lead off for the Americans after anchoring the mixed 4x400 to gold on day 1 and passed to Rosie Effiong a smidge behind France and ahead of the Netherlands with a 50.90 split. Effiong's 50.39 carry had the U.S. neck and neck with the Dutch at the next exchange, where Quanera Hayes busted the race wide open with a 50.59 to give them a lead of more than a second. Britton Wilson did the remainder of the work on anchor, cruising to a 50.65 to help her team to victory with the fastest time overall. 3 veterans and a youngster carried the U.S. men to the final in the 4x100 with a second-place finish in Heat 1 at 37.98. Christian Coleman, the world record holder in the indoor 60, again blitzed the opening leg with the fastest first split of the prelims to pass to Ronnie Baker. After a squeezed exchange, Baker ran a solid second leg to give Trayvon Bromell the baton firmly in the mix. Their exchange was textbook, and Bromell dashed around the curve to put the team in contention at the final exchange with collegian Tmars McCallum. McCallum brought it home securely to place second behind Canada's winning 37.85. Jamaica, with 2 individual 100 medalists on the squad, failed to complete the final pass and crashed out. A shocking first heat in the men's 4x400 relay left the U.S. on the sideline as spectators for the final after the foursome of Chris Bailey, Demaria Smith, Bryce Deadman and Genoa McKiver finished only 6th in 3 minutes and 1.06 seconds and apparently failed to advance for the first time in meet history. The Zambian team was subsequently disqualified for starting outside the takeoff zone, and they also muddled the second exchange by cutting across the Americans and impeding Kenya. Team USATF officials filed a protest that was upheld, setting up a race between the US and Kenya for a spot in a 9-team final. Winner of the 35K on the opening day of the meet, Spain's Maria Perez completed the racewalk double with a clear victory in the women's 20-kilometer event, setting a season best of 1 hour 25 minutes and 54 seconds. Perez also became the first woman to have a double-double, having won the same 2 titles at Budapest in 2023. Mexico's Alegna Gonzalez set an area record of 1 hour 26 minutes and 6 seconds for silver, and Japan's Nanako Fuji delighted the home crowd by holding off a fast-closing Paula Milena Torres of Ecuador for bronze. Fuji set a national record of 1 hour 26 minutes and 18 seconds, and Torres matched that for a lifetime best. Lauren Harris, who twice this year set American records on the track for 20,000 meters, polished off a stellar 2025 with a 1 hour 32 minutes and 50 seconds in 27th, her fastest time ever on the roads, and a time that only she and 4 others have bettered on the U.S. women's all-time performer list. None of the 3 U.S. men in the discus advanced to the final. USATF champion Reggie Jagers was the best of the trio, finishing 14th overall at 63.59/208-7. The number 2 all-time American performer, Sam Mattis, was 20th with a best of 62.86/206-3, and Marcus Gustafsson placed 31st overall with a toss of 59.12/193-11. Team USATF medals: 20. Gold, 12. Ryan Krauser, men's shot put, 22.34/73-3.5. Mixed 4x400 relay, Bryce Dedman, Lena Irby-Jackson, Genoa McKiver, Alexis Holmes, 3 minutes and 8.80 seconds, equals meet record. Valerie Ullman, women's discus, 69.48/227-11. Tara Davis Woodhall, women's long jump, 7.13/23-4.75. Melissa Jefferson Wooden, women's 100, 10.61, meet record. Cordell Tinch, men's 110 hurdles, 12.99. Katie Moon, women's pole vault, 4.90/16-0.75. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, women's 400, 47.78. Rai Benjamin, men's 400 hurdles, 46.52. Noah Lyles, men's 200, 19.52. Melissa Jefferson Wooden, women's 200, 21.69. Anna Hall, women's heptathlon, 6,888. Silver, 4. Sandy Morris, women's pole vault, 4.85/15-11. Jasmine Jones, women's 400 hurdles, 52.08. Kenny Bednarik, men's 200, 19.58. Chase Jackson, women's shot put, 20.21/66-3.75. Bronze, 4. Noah Lyles, men's 100, 9.89. Grace Stark, women's 100 hurdles, 12.34. Curtis Thompson, men's javelin, 86.67/284-4. Talia Brooks, women's heptathlon, 6,581 tie. Record set by Team USATF. World. American. 48.29. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, women's 400. 47.78. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, women's 400. World Championships. Equals 3:08.80. Mixed 4x400 relay, Bryce Dedman, Lena Irby-Jackson, Genoa McKiver, Alexis Holmes. 10.61. Melissa Jefferson Wooden, women's 100. 47.78. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, women's 400. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this update, don't forget to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to USA News Hub for all the latest sports news and highlights. See you in the next one.